What's up, people? Joe Winko here, your favorite Hawaiian guy, and here's my next episode of Joe Winko Talk. This isn't, this episode might be just a tad bit gloomy, but nothing really morbid like my other gloomy personal episodes of Joe Winko Talk. So, since the whole point of my YouTube channel is for you guys to get to know me and get to know what goes on in my life, I figured I might as well do an episode of Joe Winko Talk about this. Also because I ran out of ideals for other episodes of Joe Winko Talk, but I'll think of more later. So, as you all know, I finally left Wisconsin forever, and I am so thankful to be out of that place for good. Because as you all know, I hated Wisconsin with an extreme passion. But anyhow, now I live down south like I always wanted to. And I live, at first I was living in an apartment in Wisconsin that my adoptive parents were paying for because me and them weren't getting along. And the apartment I'm not there anymore. It was 5 kilometers away from my adoptive parents' house, so that's roughly 3 miles. Because of my autism, I'm fascinated with the metric system for some reason, and hoping my bandana sticks up fine. It's been wobbling weird lately. But now I'm living in a mansion with my adoptive parents' relatives down south, and I traced it on Google Maps. Well, not Google Maps, Google Earth. I love Google Earth. I'm like addicted to it. I'm 1,200 kilometers away from my adoptive parents' house in this mansion. So, yeah, that's far enough distance and far enough down south where it's warm and sunny all the time and where I don't have to worry about cold weather and where I can enjoy this hot weather instead. Yeah, but one time, a couple days ago, I really wasn't enjoying it that much. I live near a Target, and I was getting some groceries from Target, and for all you guys who don't know, I do not have a car at all, so I had to carry all this stuff home, but Target isn't really that far away from me, though, so that's a good thing. I was getting some, but what I was carrying is where the problem was. I had more stuff besides this. I had 2 bottles of cranberry juice, and I had some cookies and some other shit like that in other bags. But the real killer, the real thing that almost killed me, the real thing that almost caused me to die, really. I drink a lot of bottled water because I like staying hydrated, so I was trying to carry this home, and I thought that I'm only like roughly 2 to 3 kilometers away from the Target I was going to. I thought that I would be able to carry this home and carry the other stuff home, and keep in mind, I live down south now. I'm not in Wisconsin anymore. But I thought I could handle the heat because I did spend 2 whole years living in the Dominican Republic with my uncle, Mario. And plus, it was 116 degrees on my birthday in December, so I thought I'd be able to handle it. Not quite. Well, the thing was, I was carrying a heavy load, in really scorching hot weather. It was 95 degrees out that day. I wasn't really paying attention to the weather, but it was 95 degrees, and I didn't find that out until after I got back, and I was like, gosh, 95 degrees in October? And it wasn't that I was really noticing it much, but I was like carrying this and everything, and I started getting really tired and really sweaty, and I barely made it out of the Target parking lot. I was like, oh gosh, and I had to sit my stuff down. This one guy with a New York accent walked up to me and he said, "Hey buddy, you doing okay?" Or I don't know how to, it was a Yankee accent. I'm not sure if I know how to imitate that right now. Was it hey buddy, you doing okay? I think that's what it was. Yeah. You know, like one of the burglars from Home Alone? That's what he sounded like. That one burglar, not the sticky bandit guy, but the other one that was kind of bitchy the whole entire time. And, like, I knew that he couldn't really help me much with anything, because he was walking around out there himself. So I was like, oh, it's okay, I can take it. And I was trying to carry it, and I didn't even make it 1 kilometer. I got like really sweaty and really tired, and I was like, I I dropped my cookies and they went all over the floor, and I was so upset. I managed to save a few of them, but I was picking them up, and then that sun was just bearing down on me, and that's like, I started like wobbling everywhere, and it was like it was almost like an earthquake was happening, but like no one noticed it except me. And I was like getting all dizzy and everything. And then this one woman, she was this Native American woman. She looked exactly like Pocahontas from the cartoons. She drove up to me and she said, "Hey, are you okay?" And she says, "Do you need a ride? How far are you?" And I said, I'm a couple kilometers away." And then she said, "Oh, well, get all your stuff in the car. It's okay, I'll drive you back." And you know, I got in the car with her and she drove me back home with all my groceries, with all this extremely heavy pack of bottled water that I couldn't carry with me. And then she dropped me off there and she left, and I was really grateful for her, and I told her thank you, and she told me her name was Nikki, and I immediately thought of Nicki Minaj, but she didn't look anything like Nicki Minaj. She looked more like Pocahontas instead. And I was really thankful for her for giving me a ride home, and I told her that she was a lifesaver. And you know, in all honesty, she actually was a lifesaver, because people really do die of heat like that. I think it's called heat stroke or something. But I thought I could handle it, but I didn't really notice it until after I got the ride home, how bad it really was. Because as I came home, I was like drenched in sweat, and I didn't even know it was possible for me to sweat that much. I took off my shorts and I wringed them out, and all the water started coming out of them, and I was like, oh, gosh, I probably should spare you guys the details. Sorry if I disgusted anyone. But, that's crazy. Yeah, but people seriously do die from the heat like that. But is that gonna make me want to leave the South? Fucking no, it won't. I love the heat. I just can't carry big, heavy stuff in the heat, so that's the only thing. And you know, it's alright. I mean, I was able to handle the heat in the Dominican Republic perfectly fine. The heat was much more intense than this. And, however, even though heat can kill people, it's more common for people to die of hypothermia than heat stroke and heat exhaust and everything like that. So yeah, that's another thing. And you know, I would much rather have heat than coldness anyway, because the cold turns me into a miserable, homicidal bitch. Well, not literally homicidal, but I don't know, you never know. I don't want to find out. So I'm glad to be out of the cold, and I'm glad to be living down south. It's so nice. So have you guys ever had an experience where the heat was so powerful that you couldn't take it, that you almost fainted, and that you had to get in the car with Pocahontas so she could give you a ride home, so you can bring your pack of bottled water and Halloween cookies home? Those are still in the refrigerator right now. I haven't really touched any of them now that I think of it. I only eat that stuff when my blood sugar gets low. So yeah. Okay, that was such a weird episode of Joe Winko Talk, but yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed that. So, don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to like me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Tumblr. And that's it. So, peace out, people.